Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Dillian Whyte is definitely looking to lose before he even gets in the ring with Tyson Fury. Not sure what this guy's deal is. We understand he's unhappy with the purse split. $41 million is what the fight is worth. Tyson Fury is going to be getting 80% of that. Dillian Whyte's getting the other 20%. But this is the thing. Promoters are so concerned, and even the television networks and everyone else are so concerned about Whyte not even showing up to the fight that they're putting fighters on standby. Now, what this is doing for Whyte is just putting him in a lose-lose situation. We understand when you look at the amount of money that Tyson Fury is getting paid. Dillian Whyte should look at that and should feel like, man, I'm worth more than 20%. We should all think like that about ourselves. But they're going off of the last couple fights. And when you look at what Dillian Whyte made against Povetkin, you look at what Tyson Fury made against Deontay Wilder. There's a huge disparity. You know, it is what it is. Also, you look at what these guys are bringing to the table. You know, Tyson Fury doesn't need Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte needs Tyson Fury. It is what it is, man, okay? But they're just at a point now where they don't know what he's going to do. Now, I will say this. Dillian Whyte, he's going to show up. I still think he's not going to show up for a weigh-in with those guys, or he may show up and weigh in. He's either going to not show up for the weigh-in with them and try to have the weigh-in done in another location without the cameras, or he's going to show up to the weigh-in with them and leave without doing a face-off. Like, he's going to take this right up until his entrance to the ring, where he's just not going to contribute to the promotion or to any of the stuff that we as fans want to see. You know, this is a huge event, and he's just really hurting himself because subsequent fights for him, whether he wins or loses, especially more so if he loses, nobody's going to want to deal with him. I mean, you run the risk of someone not helping promote the fight. There's some fights he's going to be into where they're going to need him to help promote it. Those fights with him and Chisora, if it wasn't for the back and forth, verbal altercations, throwing tables, and all the other chaotic and melee that took place, it wouldn't have created the buzz that it had. So just imagine what kind of buzz it would have created. It would have been created if he and Tyson Fury actually got into a little shoving match or a little brouhaha part of the promotion. And just imagine how many little sound bites would have come out of that press conference, because Tyson Fury is witty and Whyte is witty, but Whyte's more of a hothead. Could you imagine the sound bites that would have come out of these guys actually having a press conference? So the thing is this. Now Frank Warren, he and Bob Arum have gotten together and they have come up with a couple replacements. Now, not the replacements we want to see, and you got to understand the individual names that are being thrown out there is not going to be an Andy Ruiz, not going to be a Luis Ortiz, not going to be a Deontay Wilder. Hell, it's not even going to be a Dominique Brazil. It's not going to be any of those heavyweight hard hitters that we like to see. They're going with their guys. So it's going to be either Joe Joyce or Daniel Dubuois. What an opportunity that would be for Joe Joyce or Daniel Dubuois to be able to get in the ring with Tyson Fury. Maybe short notice, but if they were to pick one of the two, I would hope they pick Joe Joyce, because Joe Joyce has a chin built like granite. He hits hard. He's tall. He can box. Now, Dubois, I just don't think he'll be able to get in on Tyson Fury, and that'll be an easy fight for Tyson Fury, because styles make fights, and you just got to look at the stature of the two men. Tyson Fury's huge, and Dillian Whyte, he's huge for, he's 6'4", 6'5", but compared to 6'9", that's really no comparison. And Joe Joyce, I think, is 6'6", where Daniel Dubois is more between, I think, a 6'2" to 6'4", or more like a 6'3" to 6'5". So, again, for Tyson Fury, if they were to bring in another opponent, he'd probably want Daniel Dubois, because that's an easier fight. But if he really wants to get a fan something, everyone in England knows Joe Joyce is a problem. And Joe Joyce is a guy who gave Joshua problems in sparring. And he's someone that it's just a matter of time before he has a breakout fight and he goes on to win a belt. Not the European belts. I mean, actually get out there and win one of the big belts. We just got to see what happens with Usyk and Joshua, if they fight the mandatories, and what's going to happen with the belts subsequent to that fight. But it looks like right now, man, Warren standby heavyweight, it could be Daniel Dubois or Joe Joyce going forward. If Whyte chooses to keep acting a donkey and not participate at all. I do believe White's going to fight, but who knows? I mean, he'd be stupid. He missed out on the $5 million for AJ a couple years ago when Gerald Miller failed the drug test. I can't see him missing out on an $8, $9, $10, $11 million payday, all because he's looking at another man's pocket. You should never watch another man's pocket. That's stupid. Look at what you're getting. If you don't like it, do something about it. Get in the ring and win in dramatic fashion. Not complain, man, and get out, lay on your back and kick and scream like a goddamn toddler who didn't get a pacifier and want their pampy changed. Nonsense, absolute nonsense going on out there. But it is what it is. The promoters have to do what they have to do. Dillian Whyte has to do what he has to do. And he has to live with his choices and the consequences, just like Gerald Miller is sitting back right now living with the choices he made and the consequences of cheating. Missed out on an opportunity to win a bunch of belts and a bunch of money. And Dillian Whyte, I just think he's smarter. He's an emotional guy, but he's not dumb. But if he chooses not to show up to the fight, what an ass he would be. And that's my opinion. But that being said, more to come on this. I mean, non-stop saga, non-stop drama, non-stop stupidity surrounding this fight. I hope they can get across the finish line. We can get these two in the ring so we can see the fight. I know the fans in England are definitely looking forward, just like the rest of the fans on an international level. That being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all the veterans. And as always, I'm in the breeze.